Looking for peace and stability, a Saudi man married 53 times in 43 years. That doesn't sound like a lot of stability to me. Marrying this many times just brings on more instability, I'd imagine. But then again, what do I know about Saudi relationships? Let's learn a little bit here. The article says, with the aim to find some stability in his life, a Saudi man married 53 times in 43 years. He mentioned his decision was not for seeking any personal pleasure, but in the hopes of looking for peace and stability. Seems like a very strange way to find some peace in your life. This is way too many partners, man. This guy's name is Abu Abdullah. He's 63 years old. He told the media that his first marriage, which was at the age of 20, and his then wife was 6 years older than him. He's nicknamed polygamist of the century. The man revealed the shortest of his 53 marriages last only a single night. How does a marriage last a single night? She wasn't pleased with the size of his wee-wee, or maybe his home. I don't know. I don't know how a marriage disintegrates in such a short time. Although if it's one of these arranged marriages, you show up and you're like, I didn't sign up for this. Here's a quote from this Saudi guy, the polygamist of the century. When I first married, I did not plan to marry more than one woman because I was feeling comfortable and I had some children. But after a while, there were some problems, and I decided to marry again when I was 23 years old, and I informed my wife of my decision as well. It says here, this decision did not resolve his search for a woman, making him happy. According to the media, he stated that as problems began between his two wives, he decided to marry a third and a fourth, and eventually divorced his first two wives. How many wives can you have? I still haven't been able to wrap my head around this. I don't think there's a limit over there. You could probably have a couple hundred, but that's a couple hundred problems. Jay-Z said more money, more problems. Did he say that? Was it P. Diddy? I think P. Diddy said more money, more problems. What they all could say instead of that is more wives, more problems. I think that's a lot of... more husbands, more problems. More partners, more problems, in my opinion. I don't know how you balance even two. How do you do that? This guy claimed to have treated all his wives fairly and admitted that even though most of his wives were Saudi women, he married some foreign women as well. To protect himself from vices when he stayed overseas during his business trips for 3 to 4 months, he married in foreign lands. This guy's just... someone goes on a business trip and just gets married a couple times. You have to have some tolerant women at home to put up with all of that. How was your trip, honey? Oh, it was great. We closed a deal for the business, and I also closed several marriages as well, you'll be happy to hear. Here's another quote from this guy, the polygamist of the century. Every man in the world wishes to have one woman and remain with her forever. I know this. Stability is not to be found with a young woman, but with an old one. This guy's all over the place. So he's just, his first wife was older than him. I assume the others were as well. But as he gets older, the difficulty in finding older women, I'd imagine. He's 63. He's trying to marry some 95-year-olds. I'd imagine there's not too many out there. Too many 95-year-olds that are single anyways. Is there a dating app for this? Older Saudi women swiping. That's a terrible joke. I'm just trying to roll with it here. Despite his track record, Abdullah, the polygamist of the century, is now married to only one woman and has no plans of remarrying. That's a lot of divorces, dude. Wow. Does this guy have any of his money left? I don't know how it works over there, but if you were to do this in the U.S., you would lose all your money in the marriages. On a per state basis, but in general, not affordable to go through this many divorces. Just the lawyer fees in general, too much. This guy's probably one of those oil princes or whatever. These guys have so much money, they don't know what to do with it. They can afford to divorce 50 times, I'd imagine. Regardless if you can afford it or not, I question these choices. The search for stability isn't hopping from one marriage to the other, in my opinion. It just seems like you're just inviting so much confusion and chaos into your life at this point. And how many children? It doesn't mention in the story, but I'd imagine he's probably got 100 children as well. This has got to be confusing as hell, because these children, they have a new stepmother every other month, it seems like. This is just a strange way to go about it. This is kind of like a speed dating taken to a very serious level. I don't recommend